Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting for Tuesday, October 10th is now called to order. Andrew, would you please call the roll?
Good evening, everyone. It is now 5:04 p.m. As a reminder to all in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. Calling the roll, Ms. Turner.
Present.
Ms. Conwell is absent. Ms. Stevens is absent. Ms. Simon.
Here.
Mr. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Sweeney.
Present.
Mr. Tuma.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Mr. Schron.
Here.
Council President Jones.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. This time, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, we're going to have a moment of silence for the senseless loss that has happened to the people of Israel. And before that, I'm going to ask if Councilwoman Simon would share a statement with us.
Thank you so much, Council President. I just want to say that the brutal massacre of Jewish civilians must be condemned as a crime against humanity. There's no place for these, violent acts in civilized society. The cycle of violence is heartbreaking, and calls for long-term peace must continue with unyielding determination. Thank you.
Though this body sometimes differentiates on points of legislation within this county, I am bonded with my sister at the other end of this aisle on her comments. God bless the people of Israel. Thank you.
At this time, we'll have our moment of silence. Thank you. At this time, Andrea, has anyone signed in for public comment?
Yes, Larry Heller.
Thank you. I'm Larry Heller with Nora. Jail reform includes not just what happens inside the building, but the entire process, including how one gets there, how one exits, and ultimately ends their involvement. We must also address the revolving door and the pattern of people recycling back through the system. We need to improve support for successful reentry. And we all know our current jail building is unsafe, unsanitary, inefficient, and unlivable. We all know that. But also, as we all know, there have been many reports of mistreatment, of denial of medical care, denial of basic human rights and basic human dignity, people held beyond release dates, and physical and verbal abuse, and even deaths. None of these problems was caused by the building. None of these problems was caused by the building. Any reform must start with fixing the real problems. Any reform must start with fixing the real problems. One of the first problems is population reduction and population management. There are many ways to achieve this, but the easiest way to reduce jail population is to divert people away from ever entering the jail. This council announced plans, and we thank you for this, and invested $20 million a couple of years ago to create our wonderful diversion center. We have this wonderful resource, which is simply being underused. We as a county need to fully commit to getting all of our law enforcement agencies and personnel to actually use our diversion center and actually divert people from going to jail. Incarceration does not produce long-term behavior change. If it did, no one would reoffend. Treatment works. treatment helps people to change. Diverting people into treatment instead of jail will save lives. It will reduce reoffending. It will reduce crime. It will improve public safety. And most importantly, it will improve quality of life for individuals and families in our community. Diverting people to treatment instead of jail will also reduce jail population, so that any new jail that we have to build will be much smaller, saving hundreds of millions of dollars while reducing crime, improving public safety, and improving quality of life for individuals and families in our community. Thank you.
John Eckerly.
My name is John Eckerly, and I'm here to endorse Chris Alvarado to head up the new Regional Collaboration Department. This really reflects some of my own beliefs about long-term systemic planning and planning between the governments. One of our problems in Northeast Ohio is a number of governmental entities, and being able to have a person like Chris who is able to bring to the forefront not what we have different, but what we have in common is going to be very important to long-term planning of Cuyahoga County. All of you know that according to the report Vibrant Neo 2040, all of the communities of Northeast Ohio are going to be drowning in their own infrastructure and dedicated funding streams. They're going to be dramatically underwater unless we do something. That's going to take systemic, long-term planning. Chris is a first step. And it's also sort of one of the steps that was mentioned in the actual report. I am very optimistic with this appointment, and I hope all of you are going to support his appointment. Thank you.
Abbas Hamide.
Good evening. Just want to thank the body for giving me this opportunity.
Mr. Hadime, if you could state your name for the record.
Abbas Hamida?
Into the microphone, please.
Abbas Hamida?
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, it's just awkward. You're looking forward and you're trying to look and address everybody up. Probably looks pretty awkward to have somebody here from a county employee. I just want to say, for the record, I'm not speaking on an official capacity. I happen to be one of the directors of the OPBA union, and I'm an officer with Protective Services and also a firearms instructor, and I've been here for almost 17 years. But I am speaking as a private citizen tonight to address a concern for, I believe I speak on behalf of all the officers, if not the majority. It's just a simple concern that we have come across every time there's negotiations or every so often, and we come into contact with our bosses, you know, be it representatives of the sheriff or the management team. There's a huge disparity between our wages and other people in the department, for example, corrections and other divisions within the county. So we just thought of a bright idea, because every time we talk to somebody, they say it's above our pay grade. So we thought, say, why don't we just come and address the county executive? You know, welcome to Cuyahoga County. I've been following you ever since your campaign trail, and when you came to the jail with one of the sheriffs, I met you downstairs, if you recall. So it's a pleasure just to address you all, because maybe you don't know. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. So it's certainly not above your pay grade to do something about that. And we just wanted to, I mean, it's huge. We'll let you maybe to do the research. We have to work countless hours of overtime. We have to work side jobs, and I don't think, that's really fair, especially when there's other divisions and other departments within the county that make well over our salary. We protect vital organs of Cuyahoga County. We're at the Justice Center protecting judges and their staff. Obviously, the whole county down there. We're here at the administration building. We're in all, basically, county government buildings. And we're the first responders. We're there even before some of the deputies get to work. We're sitting downstairs in the parking lots. So it's just something that you should consider to your first responders. And thank God, knock on wood, nothing has ever happened, that was extremely violent like we hear that's going around in the country. And I believe that contributes to our presence being in the buildings. So I think it's important. I really don't think that because an organization or a division within the county is doing such a good job that you should be looked over. So I really hope that it's something you consider when negotiation time comes or even before then. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Elizabeth Plumley Watson.
Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Plumley Watson. I'm both aware and disheartened that this council resolved a few weeks ago to move forward with a new jail land purchase in Garfield Heights. But I and many of my neighbors will keep showing up here, as we've done before, as I'm doing tonight, because I want council members to be continually reminded that young members of the tax base like me want to change from the carceral status quo. It's people like me and my peers who will be making up the tax base here for the next 40 years, the approximate amount of time I understand that county residents would need to be taxed without significant voter input to fund this new jail project. The fact is, I wouldn't mind being taxed additionally for the rest of my life if that was for ambitious community investment that could put Cuyahoga County on the national map in positive ways that would show a profound commitment to reducing this county's jail population. What I roundly object to is the fruits of my and my neighbors' labor going to finance business as usual. Because a new jail complex and police facility, even with diversion center attached, especially without an equally robust multi-hundred-million-dollar investment in pretrial services and intact communities, is nothing but a vote for the worst part of this nation's past and present. My neighbors and I haven't been told how incarcerated people and their loved ones, our poorest neighbors, will travel to and from Garfield Heights safely and quickly. We remain unconvinced that a bus route for the people least likely to have enough money for bus fare will remain in frequent service. We're also gravely concerned that council have shared plans to appear only at Garfield Heights City Council meetings, but not at the many other City Council meetings in the county to raise awareness and hear concerns. While taking unprecedented action in the name of equity and justice is often necessary, new jail alternatives are not even uncharted territory. Other metro areas around the country, like Eugene, Oregon, and Charleston, South Carolina, have already piloted alternatives we could learn from and surely even improve on. You and I both know people are living and dying at alarming rates in the current jail's inhumane conditions. And I remain unconvinced that a new jail complex is the only answer or the moral high ground. I and more than 1 million other county residents are standing here with you at this crossroads. We're ready to walk with you toward a future that includes a drastically reduced jail population and drastically increased investment in schools, libraries, public transit, and public health. We do want to make national headlines for our bold commitment to equity and to serve as a template for other communities across the country. Thank you.
Lou?
Good evening, everybody. I have been here raising the issue about the similarities and maybe the differences between
our homeless service system, the buildings utilizing for that, and also the county jail and our judicial systems. Please, all county council members, you have been asking very bloody, brilliant questions to challenge if this is really a good decision for all the county residents. I do appreciate, especially Ms. Simons, good research and questioning. And also, Mr. Martin Sweeney, your brilliant idea about why county cannot own the building for 2227 Payne Avenue. Yes, for public safety, public health, we want to make sure that we take care of these things with the equality and equities. But unfortunately, if we really move the jail to Garfield Heights, or we do not want to demolish the wrong buildings to rebuild for 2100 and 2227 Payne Avenue, the inequality and the inequities continues. There's a minor difference people probably do not know. The jail programs are really the main points to cause all the problems we have seen today. However, in the shelter systems, the physical structure, those two buildings, really hurts the people who have to be in there if they do not dare to take on the streets. When you put people in the buildings not safe or not meant for the service, accidents will continue to happen. And people really wish to see something different. This is out of everybody's mind. So please understand, we are here, it doesn't matter myself or any other people coming here to make the comments. We do have a real concern about people's life. We have to stop the stupid actions, just trying to make all the projects to attract outside people, but ignored the local people who were really born and raised here, who truly love their homeland. These are the people actually wish they can contribute to the society, but their chance has been ripped off. Why? Because they never got a chance to learn judicial system. They never got a chance to learn our legal system. They never got a chance to learn our social service system. So now they have been trapped just in limited spaces, street, homeless shelter, jails. Maybe psych wards together. If we don't break that vicious cycle, we will be doomed continuously. Thank you.
Amber Actor.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amber Actor. I'm a senior at Case Western Reserve University here in Cleveland studying biochemistry and medical anthropology. I'm here today on behalf of Partners in Health. We are part of a global organization that focuses on local and global health equity. Not only as a student, but as a resident of Cuyahoga County, I recognize how important healthcare is, but more importantly, how important it is to fix our deteriorating healthcare system. 30 million Americans are uninsured as of today. In Cuyahoga County alone, 70,000 do not have access to health insurance. This accounts for 5.7% of the Ohio population. We can expand Medicare or lower the age, but those solutions simply put a Band-Aid over the problem. A solution we need is universal health care coverage. I urge the City Council to pass a resolution in support of Medicare for all. Though these resolutions are non-binding, they send a strong message to Washington that its constituents support universal health care. In Cuyahoga County alone, Lakewood, East Cleveland, Cleveland, and Cleveland Heights have all unanimously passed a resolution in support of Medicare for all, and I stand before you today to do the same. Because for me, if it is not accessible, it is not acceptable. Thank you.
Sean Liu.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sean Liu, and I'm a psychology and medical anthropology major and student at Case Western Reserve University. I am also a part of Partners in Health, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Medicare for All. Through my public health classes at Case Western, I've come to know about the health disparities that plague the residents of Cleveland. According to the Ohio Equity Institute annual report, Cuyahoga County's infant mortality rate was 7.6 per 1,000 live births in 2020. There are profound racial disparities within the statistic, with infant mortality rate at 3.2 per 1,000 live births for white infants compared to 14.6 per 1,000 live births among African American infants. Not only that, but according to the 2015 county health rankings, Cuyahoga County ranks at the bottom third of all 88 counties in Ohio for residents' health outcomes, even though Cuyahoga County ranks consistently within the top 10 for clinical care, which is measured by access and quality of care. This has not made our residents healthier. That is because the conditions that shape health are not spread equitably across the county, and in turn, that causes significant differences in life expectancy depending on where the resident lives. These disparities can be ameliorated if every resident has equitable access to healthcare. Healthcare is one of the fundamental human rights, and it is about time that we make it a reality. Thank you.
I apologize if I mispronounced your name, Libby Malax.
Good evening. My name is Libby Maylou. I'm a second-year neuroscience student at Case Western Reserve University, and I'm here also representing our university's chapter of Partners in Health Engage, an organization committed to advancing health equity for everyone, ensuring access to quality health care. I stand before you today to urge you to support and vote in favor of Medicare for All, a policy that will profoundly impact the lives and reflect our commitment to the well-being of the community. Medicare for All, as part of comprehensive healthcare reform, includes essential services like vision, dental, and hearing coverage, ensuring that no one has to choose between their health and their financial security. Medicare for All is not a handout, it's a hand up, lifting the community towards a healthier, more secure future. Consider for a moment the people you know, your neighbors, friends, and family members. Many of them are facing a harsh reality. The most recent data shows that 16.2% of Cuyahoga County residents, approximately 200,000 people, live below the poverty threshold. These statistics aren't just numbers. They represent real people who are facing an uphill financial battle, forcing many of them to make the difficult choice between deepening their financial hardship or protecting their health. Medicare for All isn't about statistics and dollars. It's about compassion and dignity. It's about ensuring that no one has to choose between their health and their financial security. It's about giving a lifeline to those who are suffering without judgment or hesitation. Health is the foundation upon which every aspiration, dream, and goal is built. Medicare for All strengthens this foundation. One common concern is the cost of implementing Medicare for All. Let's address that. While there may be initial costs, the truth is that this policy will ultimately save money. By streamlining administrative expenses, negotiating for fair drug prices, and eliminating copays and premiums, we can redirect funds to where they matter most, the health and the well-being of the population. But this isn't about saving money, it's about saving lives. This is about ensuring that the size of one's bank account should never determine the quality of their health care. The cost of inaction on healthcare reform is not measured just in dollars, but the suffering of our fans, families, and neighbors. I encourage the Cuyahoga County Council to adopt a resolution endorsing Medicare for All. While these resolutions are not legally binding, they convey a powerful message to Congress that the people of Cuyahoga County stand behind Medicare for All. In conclusion, Cuyahoga County has the opportunity to be a beacon of hope and compassion by supporting Medicare for All. It's not just a policy, it's a lifeline for the community. It's an acknowledgement that every person's health is precious and that every life deserves a chance to thrive without the burden of healthcare costs. The current system profits from sickness. Medicare for All invests in health. It's time to shift our priorities. I urge you to vote in favor of Medicare for All and make the city a shining example of solidarity and empathy. Let's be clear. Medicare for All is not a radical idea, it's a compassionate one, rooted in the values of fairness and justice. Let's put people first because in the end, they're what truly matter. Thank you.
Latanya Goldsby.
For the record, my name is Latanya Goldsby. I'm president of Black Lives Matter Cleveland and an organizer of the Cuyahoga County Jail Coalition. I live in Ward 6, District 9, and my council representative is Councilwoman Meredith Turner. Let me begin by saying thank you to the 3 council persons who voted against the purchase of the Garfield Heights land for the new jail location. But I condemn the rush vote by county officials to waste $38.7 million in taxpayers' money. This proposed jail is a tax on our future and evidence that our county leaders' bold vision for our county's future is more mass incarceration. What we know is that if you build a larger jail, they will fill it. I'm also here to sound the alarm on the death toll in the county jail. In the last 3 months, 3 people have died in custody at the county jail. As our community mourns the loss of these lives, our hearts go out to their families. County officials must do more to stop the loss of life in the county jail. We are concerned that the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Office has been unable to keep people in their custody safe, and that their response to the loss of life has been to cover up these deaths and implement punitive measures that have further worsened the quality of life for people incarcerated. While you all have been negotiating the sale of the current Justice Center, purchasing land, and misappropriating funding, this project has already cost taxpayers millions of dollars, and people are still dying in the jail. What has changed since the U.S. Marshals report? You all have extended the same contract with Trinity Food Service even after the U.S. Marshals have deemed their food to be unfit for consumption. You've purchased land despite having the money to pay for a new jail. I refuse to be taxed for the next 40 years to pay for a jail. We are calling on all county stakeholders to work together to swiftly reduce the number of people incarcerated in the county jail. We ask that you bring back in the U.S. Marshals to do a reassessment of the current jail situation. We ask that the county officials halt this process to build the new jail until you address the current culture and death toll and reassess the current culture inside the jail, because it's not the building that's killing people. Thank you.
Reverend E. Regis Bunch.
Good evening. My name is I'm Pastor Bunch of the Fifth Christian Church in Cleveland, Ohio, the Lee Harvard area, and my councilwoman is Miss Meredith Turner, and I'd like to thank her publicly for assistance in getting our a new refrigerator for our Freedom School this coming summer in 2024. It's also very sad that I'm here because another death has happened in the jail, something the community has already been saying will happen, whether in this old jail or a new jail. Regardless, jails are not places where you get well. Jails are not places that prevent these type of circumstances. And for the past year, I've been working in the community, trying to build alternatives, places for our community to go where they can feel safe and grow. Also deal with some of the root causes of some of the problems in our community, building out a literacy program at my church through the Children's Defense Fund. And here we are as a county trying to spend $38 million on a building when we could be spending $38 million in the lives of our folks that can do the most simple things: provide food, provide education, provide a sense of upward mobility for our community. Because over the next 30 years, 20 years, which put me almost in my 60s, we're going to be investing in what it means to incarcerate our community versus care for our community. And I know for many of you, this is a political home run for you. This is for you to wave your hand and say, look what I have done. I've built a building, when we should be building lives and building out our community for the better. What good is for me to preach and talk about a gospel of love when a county wants to invest in systems that are harming us and not caring for us? What good is it for you to be a leader for us when all you're doing is spending copious amounts of money that is killing our folks? Reconsider think about the community, involve the community, and let's build out something more holistic and caring for our folks. No longer should we be investing in jails and prisons that we've been doing for centuries, when now is the opportunity for us to reimagine and use these brains that were given to us. Thank you.
That concludes the public comment portion for today's meeting.
All right. At this time, we will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented on today's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The minutes are approved. At this time, I'll make a motion to excuse council members Yvonne Conwell and Cheryl Stevens from today's meeting. Properly moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Announcements from the council president. At this time, Cuyahoga County Council wishes to extend its support of the 78th anniversary of National Disability Employment Awareness Month for October 2023.
All right, well, we're going to have a presentation of this proclamation to Nancy Siddell, if you would come forward.
Right. That was the most touching presentation.
At this time, we have a resolution to be presented to the Cuyahoga County bricklayers for their work on the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument.
President, Greg Palumbo, Executive Director, Soldiers and Sailors Monument. With me today, I have Ted Prossi, our president, and we are presenting a resolution commending the county's bricklayers for their work on the monument last year. I will read the resolution. Resolution to commend the Cuyahoga County bricklayers for their exceptional work on the upper esplanade of the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument. Whereas the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument is cherished and iconic monument in Cleveland, Ohio, that serves as a lasting tribute to the brave men and women who served during the American Civil War. And whereas the upper esplanade of the monument is a vital component of the overall structure and its preservation is essential to maintaining the integrity of the monument. And whereas the county bricklayers have recently completed a project to reseal the upper esplanade of the monument, and their work has been outstanding in terms of both quality and timeliness. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument Commissioners hereby commend Nicholas Paparosa, Kevin Drazen, Anthony Barber, John Orzek, and Stephen Hanlon for their exceptional work on the upper esplanade of the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument, and express its deepest appreciation for their dedication into preserving this important piece of American history. Attilo Morales is also recognized for his leadership on this project. Let it be resolved, and et cetera, et cetera.
All right.
Come on.
We thank the county for their support of the monument and for the support of this project, and we look forward to tuck pointing in the future.
All right, thank you.
Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. President.
I just wanted to say my grandpa O'Donnell was a bricklayer, so I know how hard it is.
Mr. President. I just want to give a shout out to the bricklayers. This is another example of, I know they build our city, but they do take care of business when they need to. So thank you. Tell all the fellow members that Sweeney says you got to keep up the good work.
I'm sorry to take another moment, but we did have Nick Paparosa is the leader of these men, and he was not able to be here, but he did send a note.
Yes.
Yes.
Nick passed this letter on to me. He wanted me to compress his apologies. He's been sick all weekend and wanted me to read this on his behalf. Dear County Council of Cleveland, Ohio, Monument Commission, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to the County Council and the Monument Commission for recognizing our outstanding restoration work carried out by the dedicated bricklayers of Local 5 at the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, Public Square. Your acknowledgement of our efforts is a source of immense pride for us. It underscores the importance of preserving our city's historical landmarks. We are deeply appreciative of your support for future projects, which will allow us to maintain the same level of integrity and craftsmanship of our work. Your blessing and trust is our abilities as journeyman tradesmen are truly motivating, and we are committed to upholding the standards that make our city's monuments and buildings a testament to their rich history. We also like to extend our gratitude to the key figures who played an instrumental role in this endeavor. Kevin Drazen, Anthony Barber, John Orzik, Steve Hamlin, John Baca, and John Loftus, members of our crew. Special thanks to Dave Wondolowski, the head of Building Trades, for his leadership and guidance. To Terry Joyce and Tom Chambers of Local 310 Laborers Union for working hard, hand in hand with the bricklayers to make this project happen. To Superintendent Greg Palumbo's unwavering support has been invaluable to us throughout this project, and we are grateful to his dedication. Artilio Morales, your faith in our abilities has been a driving force behind our success. Lastly, we express our appreciation to Burj Shakaran, who has been an essential partner in this monumental restoration process. Our collaborative efforts have been yield remarkable results, and we look forward to continuing to work hard to preserve the city's heritage. Once again, thank you, County Council, Monument Commission, for recognizing our hard work and for your continued support in safeguarding our historical treasures. With your support, we are confident in our ability to carry out further future projects with the same level of excellence and dedication. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this time, messages from the county executive.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council. And as they're walking out, I want to thank the building trades and our bricklayers here today. Appreciate the great work you do in this town. Council President and members of council, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the purposeful, dedicated public service and the purposeful life of Judge Michael Russo, who passed away this week. And just wanted to say our condolences to come and please Judge Michael Russo and his family. I also want to say that I was humbled to be with, among others, Councilwoman Sunny Simons at Jewish Community Federation's vigil last night that stood in support of Israel and particularly to mourn the losses of the lives lost needlessly in the attacks in Israel this past week. 14 of them so far, American lives as well. But we mourn the loss of all lives, and I wanted to say to Sunny, it was an honor to stand with you, and to all whose families have been either injured, lost, or just burdened by this entire dilemma in the world. I am humbled to have been with the Federation last night, and I just want to pay my condolences to families of those that have lost lives, or members of the family, and particularly to all the Jewish community. This deeply impacts. And thank you for taking the time to acknowledge that, Council President, at the beginning. On a local front, I just wanted to say that it's been a good week with members of our young business community, the Forbes 30, under 30, the under 30 delegation that is actually thousands have been visiting Cleveland and showcasing what young people can do with an entrepreneurial spirit. I was glad to be with them at Public Auditorium today. It's nice to have so many young people seeing our town, some of them considering doing business in our town, and it was nice to showcase some of our young local entrepreneurs. The youngest today we showcased was 9 years old. This is DJ J, who's invented a business that helps kids read by way of listening to music and reading and the vibe. So it was great to be with the young entrepreneurs today with the Forbes under 30 team. And thank Forbes for the investment here, but also the county and the city for hosting. I wanted to shout out and thank John Metterholzer, who I saw here today. I think he's here in support of his friend Stephen Love, but to both John and Stephen, thank you for what you do in the foundation community and our climate matters. Thank you. I wanted to also say it was an exciting beginning of last week to be with inductees of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame considers a second phase and is launching that as we speak, as they're growing out of their first phase that was built in 1995. I just wanted to say to you, council members, it was nice to hear from Martha Reeves specifically, as she was joined by Sam Moore, the Go-Go's, members of the Mamas and Papas, and Sam of Sam and Dave, the original Soul Man. But Martha Reeves was not only a musician that we all know from her music, Dancing in the Streets, Jimmy Mack, lots of other great tunes, but she was also a councilwoman, and she shouted out to the council members in the crowd her appreciation for council members. So I just wanted to extend that to you if you weren't there, that Martha Reeves, who was a former councilwoman from Detroit, shouted out to council members and the hard work that they do. I agree with her. I also wanted to say, Council President, members of council, I know it has been difficult. It would not, every week we hear from important voices all throughout our community about the matter of the jail and justice generally. I believe we all earnestly want to strive toward upstream matters to minimize the population that comes downstream to the jail. But I do want to say, for all that has been heard, I do want to thank those of you that were supportive of our site selection. It was not easy. It took a lot of you to support, and I just thought it was important to acknowledge what you've been through. And I also want to say to those that dissented, and particularly to Councilwoman Simon, who's the only of the three that dissented, but that is here today, I just wanted to thank you also for your research, your work, your words, and the homework you've done. You know, I respect that. And I also want to say that to members that are still here from the community who've voiced concerns. All we can do is work together going forward to do the most responsible work we can do. And I do think we've recommended a responsible plan, but I honor both those who've supported it and also those who dissent from it and have a legitimate opposing point of view. And let's continue to work together. Last two items, Mr. President, members of council, the biennial budget comes before you tomorrow. I want to thank some of the staff who's been working on this. I see Katie Gallagher out there, and Mike Chambers, Walter, and many of y'all, our directors. They put forth a balanced budget. I know we're going to discuss the executive's recommended balanced budget, biennial budget 24-25, and I look forward to the collegial exchange, but I also want to thank the council members for inputs already and inputs forthcoming. It's important. And finally, in that vein, we'll be introducing the HHS levy, and I've talked with Council President about this. We're both obviously supporting it, and I appreciate that, Council President, but all members of council, it's vital for us to continue to support Health and Human Services at the renewal level that we are proposing through the levy. I look forward to picking up more partners in our community who see the value proposition of the everyday services of our Health and Human Services that extend out throughout our county. We have a vulnerable population that we serve on the front line with partners, and it's vital to pass this levy. Thank you again.
Right, thank you. Legislation introduced by council. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2023-0278, awarding a total sum not to exceed $125,000 to Community Housing Solutions for the CHS Home Repair Program from the District 7 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Community Development Committee.
Resolution 2023-0279, awarding a total sum not to exceed $30,000 to the Rid All Foundation for the Green Partnerships Veterans Training Program from the District 8 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Mr. President, may I add my name?
Let's add Councilwoman's name.
Thank you.
Resolution 2023-0280, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Collaborative to End Human Trafficking for the Human Trafficking Education and Training Program for Schools from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2023-0281, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Shaker Schools Foundation for the Aisha Frazier Fund from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2023-0282, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Diaper Bank of Greater Cleveland for the Diaper Bank Expansion Project from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2023-0283, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County Non-Bargaining Classification Plan.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources, Appointments, and Equity Committee. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions of council for second reading.
Resolution 2023-0237, allocating capital funds in the total amount of $311,691.95 in support of the Veterans Service Commission of Cuyahoga County's headquarters project funded by the Veterans Service Fund in 2022.
This item will move to the October 24, 2023 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0256, awarding a total sum not to exceed $20,000 to Forget Me Not Animal Rescue for food and medical expenses for rescued animals from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0257, awarding a total sum not to exceed $100,000 to Providence House for the Providence House East Side Community Services Hub from the District 7 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
President Jones, I'd like to add my name.
Let's add Councilwoman's name.
Resolution 2023-0258, awarding a total sum not to exceed $175,000 to the Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity, Inc. for the Cleveland Habitat Headquarters Building Acquisition Project from the Districts 3, 7, 8, and 9 ARPA Community Grant Funds.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0260, awarding a total sum not to exceed $500,000 to the Famicos Foundation for the Glenville Housing Preservation Project from the District 7 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0261, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Lee Road Baptist Church for the Harvard Family Institute program from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Consideration of resolutions of council for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0222, awarding a total sum not to exceed $250,000 to Mobile MedOne, doing business as MedWorks, for the purpose of expanding MedWorks oral health and dental care in Cleveland from the District 7 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Mr. President, this was heard and thoroughly reviewed in HHS. It's sponsored by Chairwoman Conwell, and I ask everyone to support it. It's just a wonderful operation that takes care of a needed resource that's out there.
As Councilman Sweeney makes that motion, is there a second?
Second.
Been properly moved by Councilman Sweeney, seconded by Councilman Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0230, awarding a total sum not to exceed $20,000 to the Metro West Community Development Corp. for the Future Inc. Graphics Creative Development Project from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Mr. President, this is District 3. I met this group when I was doing the Rainy Day Institute. They're just, one thing is underappreciated is arts, and this does a wonderful thing for the Hispanic community. So thank you.
All right, you making the motion?
I make a motion, and I ask my colleagues to support it.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0231, awarding a total sum not to exceed $25,000 to the Downtown Cleveland Alliance for the Neighborhood Safety Specialist Program from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this was heard in committee, and we recommend adoption. I turn this over to Mr. Sweeney.
Thank you, Mr. President and Mr. Chairman. Downtown Cleveland, there's been a lot of concerns about safety, and Downtown Alliance does a great job. So giving them $25,000 to keep downtown safe is a small contribution from Cuyahoga County, and I'm asking all my colleagues to support it.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0232, awarding a total sum not to exceed $100,000 to Hazelwood Court LLC for the Hazelwood Court Senior Housing Project from the District 8 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This project in Maple Heights, and it's an opportunity to help offset some of the costs for much-needed housing for our seniors here in, again, Maple Heights. And I ask my colleagues for their support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0233, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to Ohio Voice for repairs and refrigerator replacement at the Fifth Christian Church from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt.
Second.
I was invited to the Fifth Christian Church for their Freedom School summer literacy program. It's also a social action program. Reverend Bunch was here tonight, and although we may, vary on our views about some things, I saw the need to support an amazing program in Cleveland Ward 1 that sought to address issues around literacy as well as violence prevention. While I was there, the refrigerator that they was using to keep the food cold for the children stopped working. So I saw an opportunity to continue to support an amazing program in my district, and I asked for my colleagues' support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0234, awarding a total sum not to exceed $20,000 to Delta Alpha Lambda Foundation, Inc. for the food pantry site building grounds, driveway, and rear access improvement project from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Again, the Brothers of the Delta Alpha Lambda Foundation approached me about food insecurity within their community. They've been hosting food pantries since before the pandemic, and sought ways to expand the program. So I think it is a worthy cause. I ask for my colleagues' support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0236, approving the appointment or reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument Commission Board of Trustees for various terms for the following individuals for appointment for an unexpired term ending November 5th, 2025, Brigadier General Peter Collins. Reappointments for the term November 16th, 2023 through November 15th, 2028, Donald N. Jaffe, Richard T. Prasi, and Michael R. Slowinski.
Move to adopt. This was heard on the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee on September 12th. It's presented by Trevor McAleer. The County Council is responsible for the appointment of the members of the Soldiers and Sailors Monuments Board of Trustees. I am honored to support the renominations of, as aforementioned already by the clerk, as well as the new appointment of retired Brigadier General Peter Collins to serve on this board. All these nominees are honorably discharged members of our military services and will be excellent members of this board. I ask for your support of this legislation.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of an ordinance of council for third reading adoption.
Ordinance 2023-0015, amending Section 206.12 of the Cuyahoga County Code to codify the county's planning regions represented by the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, and to clarify the procedures for the designation of alternates.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. This matter was heard in committee education. Just as it reads, it updates our county code to be consistent with planning commission rules and codified our planning region. So I ask for your support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Legislation introduced by executive. Consideration of a resolution for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor of suspending the rules say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0284, amending the 2022-2023 biennial operating budget for 2023 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, appropriation transfers, and cash transfers, and amending resolution number 2023-0238 dated September 12th, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President and colleagues, this resolution is the regular fiscal agenda of budget amendments. Answers to our questions to OBM are on your desks. Most items are routine appropriations of grants and public works projects and closeouts of grants. Notable are 2 transfers of funding within HHS divisions totaling $3.2 million. However, no additional money is needed. They simply transfer funds from line items that have available appropriation authority to others that are short. I recommend passage on first reading suspension.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2023-0285, adopting the 2024-2025 biennial operating budget and capital improvements program.
This item will be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution 2023-0286, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Sparky Plaza LLC for lease of space for Auto Title Regional Office West, located at 27029 Brook Park Extension Road in North Olmsted, for the period December 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2023, to extend the time period to November 30th, 2028, to change the terms effective upon contract signature of all parties, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $515,476.08.
This item will be referred to the Public Works, Procurement, and Contracting Committee.
And at this time, Councilmember Kelly has requested his name be added to the legislation as a sponsor.
Let's add the councilman's name.
Resolution 2023-0287, making an award on requisition 12300 to Kone Inc. in the amount not to exceed $3,843,640 for vertical transport, elevator maintenance, and repair services for various county facilities for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2023-0288, authorizing a purchase and sale agreement with CCLRC Fairview Gardens LLC in the amount not to exceed $10 for the disposition and sale of real property located at 3207 Franklin Boulevard in Cleveland, permanent parcel number 003-31-002.
This item will be referred to the Community Development Committee.
Resolution 2023-0289, making an award on requisition 12170 to Sedgwick Claims Management Services in the amount not to exceed $542,500 for workers' compensation third-party administrator services for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2023-0290, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Passages Connecting Fathers and Sons, Inc. for the implementation of the Cognitive Behavioral Interventions for Offenders Seeking Employment program for moderate and high-risk level offenders who are unemployed or underemployed for the period July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023, to extend the time period to June 30th, 2025, to change the terms effective July 1st, 2023, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,065,476.
This item will be referred to the Public Safety and Justice Affairs Committee.
Resolution 2023-0291, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry for operations and case management services for a 400-bed men's emergency shelter located at 2100 Lakeside Avenue in the city of Cleveland, and for facilitation and coordination of overflow shelter services for single adults and families at various locations for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2024, to change the terms effective upon contract signature of all parties, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $775,000.
This item will be referred to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2023-0292, authorizing the county executive to execute the memorandum of understanding among Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, and the Ohio Department of Administrative Services in connection with the funding for the purchase of electronic poll books and other necessary equipment, and authorizing a state contract term purchase agreement with Tenix Software Solutions, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $1,046,283 for the purchase of electronic poll books and other necessary equipment.
This item will be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution 2023-0293, declaring the necessity of submitting to the electors of Cuyahoga County the question of the renewal of a 4.8 mil tax levy for the purpose of supplementing general fund appropriations for health and human or social services for 8 years outside the 10 mil limitation in accordance with Section 5705.191 of the Ohio Revised Code.
This resolution will be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution 2023-0294, determining to proceed with submitting to the electors of Cuyahoga County the question of renewing an existing 4.8 mil tax levy outside the 10 mil limitation for the purpose of supplementing general fund appropriations for health and human or social services for 8 years in accordance with Section 5705.191 of the Ohio Revised Code.
This item will be referred to the Committee of the Whole. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution 2023-0263, confirming the county executive's appointment of Rebecca Dorman, Ph.D., to serve on the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County for the term July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2027.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0264, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Valerie Katz to serve on the Cuyahoga County Natural Resources Assistance Council for the term October 14th, 2023 through October 13th, 2026.
Now we have a proposed substitute.
Good evening, Council President.
Yes.
On behalf of the County Executive, Zoe Toscas, County Executive staff, the proposed substitute in front of you changes the term from October 14th, 2023 through October 13th, 2026 into the correct term of October 15th, 2023 through October 14th, 2026. And we thank you for your consideration of the substitution.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept the proposed substitute. Is there a second?
Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion on the matter? If not, all those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And at this time, this item will move to the October 24th council agenda, again for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0265, confirming the county executive's appointment of Adrian Maldonado to serve on the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board for the term July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2026.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0266, again confirming the county executive's appointment of Michael Scope to serve on the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board for the term July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2026.
Madam Clerk, did you want to just read them all into the record?
Yes, I can. Resolution 2023-0268, confirming the county executive's appointment of Erica Steed to serve on the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County's Workforce Development Board for the term July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2026. And Resolution 2023-0269, confirming the county executive's appointment of William Seelback to serve on the City of Cleveland's Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board for the term July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2026.
All right, all said resolutions will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0271, confirming the county executive's appointment of Brad Cromes upon his taking the oath of office as county treasurer.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0272, excuse me, authorizing an emergency resolution authorizing the county executive to enter into a local governance agreement with City of Cleveland and a to-be-formed nonprofit organization to carry out workforce development activities for the Cleveland-Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Area.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0274, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Alto 55 Erie, LLC, doing business as Alto 55, for lease of space located at 75 Erie Plaza in Cleveland for the operation of the Family Justice Center by the Department of Public Safety and Justice Services Witness Victim for the period June 1st, 2014 through October 31st, 2023, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2027, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $915,400.
This item will move to the October 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee reports in consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend Rule 9D?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rule.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2023-0270, confirming the county executive's appointment of Stephen Love to serve on the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority Board of Trustees for the term March 4th, 2023 through March 3rd, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This legislation was introduced on the 26th, referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee, and the hearing was held on October 3rd. Mr. Love appeared before the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee to discuss his nomination to serve on the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority's Board of Trustees. He explained his passion for public transportation as evidenced by his regular use of the public transportation system. He will make a fine appointment to this body, and I ask for your support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0273, authorizing an amendment to a revenue-generating agreement with the City of Cleveland to lease space located at 1300 Ontario Street for the period October 2nd, 2018 through October 1st, 2023, to extend the time period to October 1st, 2024, in an amount not to exceed $2,307,513 at an increased rate of $18,000 per square feet for 114,500 square feet, $9 per square foot for another 7,557 square feet, plus parking fees and the cost of proportional share of utilities.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this is a piece of legislation that came before Public Works on October 4th, 2023, presented by Mr. John Myers of Public Works. This deals with a 122,000 square foot area. It's an increase in both parking and usable space. The 2.5 floors of the headquarters space are being used by the probation department, and the sheriff's department also uses the facility for storage. Obviously, the city's footprint will continue to shrink, and the long-term plan for the building is contingent on the jail and the Justice Center plans as we move forward. But for now, we're asking for this support of this revenue sharing agreement, and I ask my colleagues' support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0275, making an award on requisition 12689 to the Rulin Company in the amount not to exceed $28,771,797.70 for rehabilitation of various Pleasant Valley Road bridges in the City of Independence and the Village of Valley View for bridges A through C on the agenda.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And, Mr. President, Ms. Nicole English of Public Works came before the committee on April 19th, 2023, originally, and this is dealing with funding of 24.5% from the county motor vehicle $5 license tax fund, 48.5% of federal funding, and 27% of Ohio Public Works Commission funds. Rulin was the lowest and best bidder, and the bid actually came in $1.3 million below the engineer's estimates. County will pay approximately $7 million of the total project cost of $28 million, and Public Works is hoping to start this month, and the project will run through 2026. This deals with 3 separate bridges. All will be redone. There'll be one-way traffic, and it will be maintained at all times, and the project will also add grading and new sidewalks, and I'd ask for my colleagues' support on this important project.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0276, authorizing amendments to 2 revenue-generating agreements with Educational Service Center of Cuyahoga County for the lease of 2 Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities centers for operation of the Bright Beginnings programs, formerly known as Help Me Grow programs, for the period September 15th, 2013 through September 14th, 2023, to extend the time period to November 14th, 2026, and to change the terms effective September 15th, 2023, and for additional revenue in the total amount not to exceed $6. A through B as listed on the agenda.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this came before the Public Works Committee. Sarah Comic of Board of Development Disabilities presented. This amendment will extend the agreement with the board for an additional 3 years. This will extend the lease agreement as indicated, and the facilities are used by the Department of Developmental Disabilities for they say programmatic purposes is how they listed it.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say, right. And this, again, is an extension of a 3-year lease for the Green Road Service Center and the William Day Service Center. And Developmental Disabilities is taking a large-scale review of its property inventory and will be determining its future needs as they move forward. So I'd ask for my colleagues' support on this moving forward.
And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2023-0227, amending Resolution Number 2020-0100, dated June 23, 2020, which declared public convenience and welfare for the resurfacing of various roads, avenues, and streets located in various municipalities in connection with the 2021-2024 Transportation Improvement Program by changing the termini for Forbes Road from First Place to Richmond Road to Fair Oaks Road to Richmond Road in the cities of Bedford, Bedford Heights, and the village of Oakwood, and to change the total estimated project cost from $930,000 to $2,130,000.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And, Mr. President, this came before Public Works on September 20th, 2023, actually. Nicole English, Public Works, presented it. This was needed to amend additional portions of Forbes Road to the previously approved project, along with adding the additional roadway to the project. Additional funding in the amount of $1.2 million was added to rehabilitate the road, and the total project cost with this new stretch of road is now $2.13 million, and I would ask for my colleagues' support on this.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0241, confirming the county executive's appointment of Christopher Alvarado as Director of the Department of Regional Collaboration.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilman.
may I please have my name added?
Let's add Councilman Miller's name.
Thank you.
If you could add my name, if it's not added, I don't know if it's added, but
Duly noted.
Mr. President, is it too late for me to add my name to Resolution 76?
It is not.
Madam Clerk, 0276.
Yeah, I don't have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And at this time, County Executive, if you would like to administer the oath of office to Mr. Alvarado.
Thank you, Council President, members of council. I think Chris Alvarado is bringing Christina also up. You want to introduce?
Thank you, council members. This is my wife, Christina Zendarczyk.
Welcome, and I do want to thank you. It's nice to have the unsolicited John Eckerly recommendation, endorsement. I second that, but importantly is this body, and thank you guys for seeing through our regional collaboration director. I just want to say on a personal note, I had a chance over years to work with Chris through city planning endeavors. We never crossed paths specifically at county planning, but we worked together a lot. We're both back on a second tour of duty. I think that's going to serve you well, having worked with the county planning team and working across all the regions that these council members represent. Look forward to working with you, and I'm going to try to administer the oath of office. I say try because our law director is much more skilled at this, but when I'm here, I do it, and I'll do my best, which won't be as good, but here we go. If you'll repeat after me, we'll start, and Christina's going to hold your Bible and raise your right hand, and here we go. So we'll kind of share this mic. When I met you, I didn't have glasses. But,
Had to get bifocals myself.
exactly, here we go. All right, if you two are ready, you'll repeat after me for this oath of office. I, Christopher Alvarado,
I, Christopher Alvarado,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
uphold,
uphold,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter
and the Charter
and laws
and laws
of the County of Cuyahoga, Ohio,
of the County of Cuyahoga, Ohio,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
diligently,
diligently,
and impartially
and impartially
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
all of the powers and duties
all of the powers and duties
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as Director of Regional Collaboration
as Director of Regional Collaboration
in and for the County of Cuyahoga
the County of Cuyahoga
and the State of Ohio,
and the State of Ohio,
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
So
help me God.
So help me God.
Well, congratulations, our Director of Regional Collaboration, and to Christina. Thank you for being here today. They'll probably want to get a photo. Note that we still say Cuyahoga and Cuyahoga differently, but that's the, we'll always have that. All right, a photo and we'll get on with other business.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Resolution 2023-0246, authorizing a payment to the Mount Sinai Healthcare Foundation as fiscal agent for the Lead Safe Cleveland Coalition in the amount not to exceed $800,000 for operational support for the period September 26, 2023 through December 31st, 2023.
I'd like to make a motion.
Second.
This is once again heard in the HHS Committee, Chairwoman Conwell, and the Mount Sinai Health Foundation will just serve as a fiscal agent for the Lead Safe Cleveland Coalition to support the Resource Center. I'd ask my colleagues to support this.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0247, authorizing an economic development loan in the amount not to exceed $2 million to 2168 West 25th Street, LLC, for the benefit of a mixed-use real estate redevelopment project for the property located at 2168 West 25th Street in the city of Cleveland.
To adopt. This project is an economic development project over on, just down from the West Side Market, and it is a redevelopment of the former Haas Manufacturing, so it's converting it from a manufacturing facility into a retail and residential, and I would highly encourage all my colleagues to support this.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0248, amending resolution number 2023-0122, dated May 23rd, 2023, which made awards to various municipalities for various projects or programs in connection with the 2022-2023 Community Development Block Grant Program for the period April 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2023, by removing Village of Highland Hills and reducing the total amount not to exceed from $3,004,930 to $2,854,930.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. This item was heard in committee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2023-0250, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Empowering and Strengthening Ohio's People for counseling and financial assistance services to income-eligible tenants in connection with the Emergency Rental Assistance 2 program for the period June 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2025, to extend the time period to June 30th, 2025, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $10 million.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Again, this item was vetted in committee, and I ask for my colleagues' support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of an ordinance for third reading adoption.
Ordinance 2023-0014, providing for the adoption of a new section 3.04 of the Cuyahoga County Employee Handbook.
Move to adopt. This was introduced on September 12th and heard in the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee on September 19th. Just a little background, the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act was passed by Congress in June of 2023. The new law added provisions assisting pregnant women in the workplace. So this ordinance incorporates that provision into recently enacted Pregnant Public Workers Fairness Act, which requires employers to provide reasonable accommodations to qualified workers affected by pregnancy, childbirth, or related medical conditions so they can remain healthy and in their jobs. The legislation received broad bipartisan support in both chambers of Congress and from a wide variety of organizations representing industries, business associations, individual businesses, numerous civil rights and women's rights organizations, unions, and faith-based organizations. This legislation keeps our provisions in line with the federal mandates, and I ask for my colleagues' support of this important legislation.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. At this time, our miscellaneous committee reports.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
President Jones and colleagues, there will be no meeting of the Finance and Budgeting Committee before the next council meeting. However, the 2024 to 2025 biennial budget hearings will begin in the Committee of the Whole this week. The budget resolution was introduced at tonight's council meeting, and the overview presentation will be tomorrow, Wednesday, October 11th, from 1 to 4 p.m. The first departmental hearing will be next Tuesday, October 17th, from 1 to 5 p.m. I strongly encourage all members to attend these important hearings. We have a tight budget and we'll have to make some difficult decisions. Thank you.
Mr. President, Public Works, we'll meet next week, Wednesday, unless I find out otherwise regarding the scheduling of those two pieces of legislation that they are not necessary. But until I hear otherwise, we'll meet next Wednesday. Thank you.
Any other committee reports?
I do. Education, Environment, Sustainability, next Wednesday, 3 o'clock, the 18th, at its normal time, to hear the items from today.
Human Resources Appointments and Equity, we will meet at our regularly scheduled time next Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Okay. In the absence of Councilwoman Stevens, the Community Development Committee will meet October 16th at 10 a.m., as well as Councilwoman Yvonne Conwell's Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee, which will meet on October 18th at 1 p.m. Madam Clerk.
This is just additional information for the upcoming budget hearings that are scheduled for October 23rd at 1 p.m., October 30th at 1 p.m., November 2nd at 1 p.m., November 6th at 1 p.m., November 13th at 1 p.m., November 20th at 1 p.m., and tentatively scheduled, if needed, November 27th at 1 p.m.
All right. That concludes our committee reports. Is there any miscellaneous business? If not, if nothing else holds our attention, our meeting is now adjourned.